If you are struggling to create tactics on Football Manager, today we're going to look at FM Arena's top 5 Football Manager tactics for FM 2024.4.4. That's currently the latest match engine anyway. Now, these tactics were tested across 4,800 matches with different teams. So in this video, you get a pretty rough idea about what is effective in Football Manager 2024.4. You will learn how to create effective tactics, and most importantly, you learn how to create tactics that scores goals, and I also narrowed down the tactic to the ones that conceded less goals. So you will learn how to shore up your defense and stop the AI from exploiting you, and with these tactics, you'll be able to actually win the league. You should be able to secure a trophy. It should help you win a lot more in the game. If you're new to the channel, do want to subscribe, and let's get into it. So this is the problem solving 18.5. I've been told that the 4-2-4 system is quite effective this year. So this is a tactic that doesn't concede too many. I do like the shape. It's a super keeper on defend duty, flat back four with fullbacks on attack, and then you have ball playing defenders on defend duty. And you also have a defensive midfielder pairing on support. Both of them are also allowed to tackle harder. They're inside forwards, but the one on the right is actually the one that has been asked to attack, while the inside forward on the left-hand side has been asked to play on support. Maybe pressing forward and advanced forward partnership up front. I do like this shape. The fact that the tactic creator is not using a lot of same rules in the system. That kind of helps the AI not predict your moves a lot. Out of possession, the team is going to go full on press, much higher defensive line with a high press and much more often trigger press. They're also preventing short goalkeeper distribution, but funny thing is they're actually inviting crosses. So that's one thing that I've noticed. Counter pressing, there is a lot of it, and then there's also counter, and the goalkeeper of course is distributing the ball quickly. What I like about this tactic is the fact that you're actually going to play with a balanced mentality. In possession, the team is playing with very high tempo but shorter passing, but they're also playing narrowly, so it's extremely narrative in fact. So even the fact that you're using wide players on the flanks like this, the team is going to play almost like a 4-2-2-2 system. They're also looking for underlaps on the left and on the right hand side. That explains why your defensive midfielder is on support. The other instruction is to play low crosses and run a defense. So the next tactic that we're looking at, the one-shot version 17. I do like this one because it's 4-2-3-1 systems. And notice another trend in here. We have two defensive midfielders playing on support duty, and they're also tackling harder. You also have a pairing of fullbacks on attack with ball-playing defenders on defend duty and a super keeper on defense. So that's a pattern that's repeated itself in the two tactics that we just saw. Inside forwards as well also make it to this tactic, but instead of a pressing forward, we have an advanced forward and an attacking midfielder on attack. In possession, the team is also stepping up more and pressing very high. The team is also inviting crosses, In transition, it's pretty similar. Counter and counter pressing is also been selected, and then the goalkeeper is distributing it quickly and rolling it out. This time, the team is playing on an attacking mentality, so that's interesting because they're also using the higher tempo and shorter passing. This is going to be very adventurous, to be honest, and they're also looking for the underlap, so it seems like this is something that Football Manager Match Engine kind of doesn't deal with very well. Playing narrowly, exploiting the middle as often as possible. You can get away with that in this game. So in at number 3, we have another 4-2-4 here, but this time we have a Segundo Volante and a Regista defensive midfielder pairing. The Volante is on attack duty and they have a Regista on support. Now observe again, this time we have fullbacks on attack, ball-playing defenders on defend duty, and super keeper on defense. So I do like this pairing in Football Manager, although they are not as adventurous as wingbacks would be, but fullbacks on attack duty are quite effective this year, coupled with the fact that they have a lot of instructions assigned to them, so it does help them act like wingbacks anyway, but they will still come back and defend when the team is out of possession. It's probably why they're so successful this year. Up front, you have an advanced forward and a pressing forward on support duty, and of course inside forwards, both this time are on support. Team instructions wise, you have a balanced mentality to go with, and in this classic 4-2-4 FWXM tactic tweak, you have the team instructions are not so different in this tactic. Shorter passing, higher tempo, run at defense, and then they're also looking for the underlaps, and again playing very narrow to try and tear the opposition through the middle. Now I have to warn you, these tactics are a bit aggressive, so you need to have to train your team from the beginning, starting from preseason. So you can't just throw the tactic in there and expect the team halfway through the season to already know how to play with the tactic. In transition, counter pressing, counter, of course, goalkeeper is distributing it quickly and getting it out there by rolling the ball out. So you can see that most of these tactics are pretty much the same, really. Just a few minor tweaks to the player roles to try and make them a bit more effective. And I like the combination that the fullbacks are on attack duty and they're also going to come back at defense when you lose possession. Now the next tactic that we're looking at, so this is one of my personal favorites, is the Ton version 3451. The team instructions are pretty much the same, to be honest, but the mentality for this time, it's attacking, and you have an advanced forward, one on support. And I like the 4-3-3 shape and the fact that we have central midfielder on support DT, one of my favorite roles this year, combined with the defensive midfielder on support. So you have a trinity of central midfielders and defensive midfielder on support. Quite a generic role, to be honest, but it's one of my favorite because you can ask him to actually do a lot of things in central midfield. The back four is pretty standard, fullbacks on attack DT with ball playing defenders on defend. But instead of a super keeper on defend, this time we have our super keeper playing on support duty. That is one role that I've gone on to enjoy in FM 2024. So just to recap, we have a 4-2-3-1 system here with Motherwell, and I'm going to show you how the roles that I found out are actually effective in Football Manager are going to work if I was going to go on to tweak this tactic. So I'm just going to clear all my players now. And then for the super keeper, I would want to have him on defend based on what I've learned as to what works in Football Manager's latest match engine. 2 ball-playing defenders is what I'm going to want in my back 4. And also remember, fullbacks on attack DT. Those are roles that we've seen consistently tend to work well in Football Manager in all across 3 tactics that we've actually gone on to see. This time we have my central midfielders high up, so I do want to pull them back a bit, and I'm going to obviously ask one of them to act like a defensive midfielder on support duty. Instead of a regista, I could go for the segundo volante because I think the regista is quite advanced compared to the segundo volante, so I could ask a player in the lower leagues or in the Scottish League to play as a segundo volante. In here I have a trequartista. I do enjoy this role, but because of what I've noticed so far and based on the trends that are effective in Football Manager, I could switch my trequartista to play as an inside forward on the left hand side and then have the other inside forward here on the right play as an attacking inside forward. Pressing forward, I would switch him to advance forward on attack duty, and then I can have my attacking midfielder play in that position. Team wise, what I would do is to allow it to be balanced mentality. If I want to go attacking, I could switch to attacking, but remember the tempo has to be extremely high with shorter passing. We're also looking for, I could go for low crosses as well, and also remember the underlap on both sides and ask my team to exploit both flanks. This way we can take advantage of the fullback and the inside forward, and of course the segundo volante playing on the right. Transition, we could go for counter press, counter, ask my goalkeeper to distribute it quickly, but instead of asking the goalkeeper to roll it out, I'm actually going to just leave that blank. That's a personal preference, but if everything goes awry, obviously I will just come back here and check roll it out, because that's what all the other effective tactics go on to have in their system. Out of possession, I can just ask my team to play high press and much higher defensive line, of course, pressing a lot more often. Also, other instructions that I noticed were to get stuck in, step up more, and of course invite the crosses and encourage teams to actually cross the ball. But that is in hope that you have tall players in your defense. If you don't have any tall players, please do not check this option. So that's it for today's video. If you did enjoy this one, do let me know in the comment section if you have other interesting effective tactics for Football Manager 2024, the latest match engine. You can let me know in the comment section as well. You can go ahead and check out all those tactics on FM24. If you did enjoy this video, do also subscribe to the channel for more Football Manager tactic videos like this. I'll see you in the next video.